Yeah, come on, come on.
Okay, so I ordered the Rocket Leon. There will be a review for that coming soon from Rocket Longboards, and they sent me the Rooster, which was, unfortunate, whatever. We resolved the issue. They sent me out the correct board, and there's, I guess, like a sign of thanks for, I don't know, being nice to them, or maybe they were just saying sorry, whatever. They sent me the pack of the new dark matter grip tape to go with the board for free, which was really nice of them. Yeah, Rocket, I can't say enough about how great they were with the customer support. Like, I reached out to them and said, hey, I got the wrong board, and they were just super quick to send me the right one and apologize, and we figured it out, which was awesome. And on top of that, they gave me the grip tape for free, which is super cool. Yeah, great company, great customer service, and I got some free grip tape. So I thought I'd do a review because the dark matter grip tape is now different. They've changed it so it's now 40 grit instead of 60 grit. Apparently a lot of people were complaining about it not being grippy enough, which is interesting. So they've gone down to that 40 grit, which makes it grippier. If you're not sure what the grit is, I'm not sure exactly how it's measured, if it's per square inch or whatever, but it's basically the number of like chunks of the stuff in grip tape per square inch or square centimeter, or however it's measured. So a lower grit has bigger chunks basically, and a higher grit has smaller chunks. So regular skateboard, like street board grip tape is a really high grit. It's really fine. And then something like Locked On or Vicious grip tape or this dark matter grip tape is a lower grit. Yeah, so that's the grit rating on grip tape. But yeah, so I got the grip tape, I put the board together a few weeks ago, skated it once, and then went down to the Woodbooger Freeride and spent a week down in North Carolina, skated in Asheville, skated in Tennessee, and then had the British Knob Outlaw. So I really put some work into both the board, which there'll be a review for, and the grip tape. Yeah, so I'm going to bring a bit of review on the new dark matter grip tape. So like I said, this is the 2023 version. It only came out a few weeks ago. I think technically they sent it to me before it was even available in the market, which is pretty cool, but it is available now. You can buy this grip tape for yourself. And yeah, they updated it basically from their prior version, just reducing that grit number because people were saying it wasn't grippy enough. So now it's a lower grit. It was 60, it's now 40. Yeah, so we're going to talk about like what's different about dark matter grip tape than other grip tape you can get out there right now. The first thing is the color. It's like a reddishy brown color. Here, I've got this piece I didn't use. Yeah, reddishy brown color is unique. That's cool, I guess. It's the most obvious difference between, Seismic Locked On is that like navy blue color. Most grip tape is just plain black, and then you get random colorful ones as well. But their main sort of key difference is that it's made with a fabric backing. So the back is the part that sticks to your board, and the adhesive that they use to get it to stick to your board is fabric, which is interesting. But it means that it's not paper, so when it gets wet, it doesn't just like dissolve like paper-backed grip tape can end up being deformed or just coming right off your board and losing their stickiness when they get wet. But it's also not glue, so it's heat resistant. So if you're on a hot sunny day, your board gets really hot and you ride it, it's not going to like mush the grip tape or end up peeling up because it's lost its stickiness or because it's melting off your board. It's a different adhesive. It's like fabric mainly kind of stuff, which is interesting. It's like a fibrous fabric kind of thing. I've got my board here that's gripped with it. You can kind of see like on some of the edges, it's like, yeah, like a weird fabric kind of stuff that's underneath the grip tape, which is interesting. So as far as applying it, it's significantly easier to apply than Locked On. Seismic Locked On, you have to do like a certain procedure to apply it correctly, and then if you're riding a board that has too many features, it's just not going to stay. A lot of people are like, no, what are you talking about, dude? It's just Seismic, you just do this thing and it's... No, okay. It's not easy. I grew up skating Vicious. Vicious grip tape, you would just peel it off, slap it on the board. There's like a great video of William Royce just gripping a board at the top of the hill, and he already had old Vicious on it. He just peeled off new Vicious, literally slapped it on the board, and then dropped into a run. Like, that's easy to apply. This is somewhere in the middle, leaning more towards the easy side. It's super flexible, so it will go to any shape you want. You don't need to heat it or anything like that. yeah, I just peeled it, stuck it on where I wanted, and then I did the scoring thing where I just used the back of my knife along the rails of the board and then slide the knife along and cut it. I did find that with the fabric, it's sort of like cutting along the vertical of the board was easy. You can see it's like I did a pretty clean job along the edge. But once I got to the corner, the fabric sort of, when you're going, I guess, with the grain or with the fibers of the fabric, really easy. But once you start cutting against it, it was a little more difficult to cut through. So just not as smooth as something like Vicious grip tape or any other basic grip tape brand. Once you've scored it, it will just peel, like it will just cut easily. This was a little bit finicky. You can see the top, that was actually because I got right around this corner and it ripped. And then it ripped with the fiber. So I guess the fibers go vertically and horizontally in this piece. Just ripped in a clean straight. So not the worst thing. You can kind of see when I got through these flares here, similar kind of problem. But not that bad. Like, it adhered to the shape of the board easily. I didn't have to heat it. It scored easily. Just like some of the curves were a little finicky with the blade. It didn't cut too smoothly. For comparison, compared to that locked-on seismic grip tape, you have to heat it until the adhesive changes color, then you have to put it on the board, and then you have to really get it down, and then you can't score it or it will just like break into like pieces and fray and kind of like crumble on the edges, and then you have to like cut it really carefully with a sharp knife. So it's significantly easier to grip than locked on, but not quite as easy as standard grip tape. All right, now the more like practical, like actually when you're using it, I would say it's grippier than Vicious. It's grippier than any other basic grip tape you're gonna get out there. Like, I don't even know what the other ones are. There's like Mob and Gangster and stuff like that. It's definitely grippier than that. It's gonna keep you on your board a lot more than that. However, it's still not as grippy as Locked On from Seismic. That 30 grit Locked On that cuts your fingers if you touch your board or you look at it the wrong way, it's not as grippy as that. For someone like me, that's okay. I don't need that much grip in a board. If you're one of these people that's like got screws in your board and you ride brake soles and you have to have the most grippy grip there is that you can get, you're probably still going to prefer the Locked On, but this is like well more than enough you need for any skate, realistically. It's very grippy. Yeah, I was skating fast mountain roads down in North Carolina, doing stand-up slides, and then I was also skating like square lips at the British Knob Outlaw. Fine. Heaps of grip, good grip. No complaints here. Good grippy grip tape. As far as durability goes, that's the one that's gonna really like, only time will tell. I skated this board pretty hard for like 7-8 days straight, like every day skating like some of the big roads down in Asheville, some of, Wood Booger free ride, like I was skating this board hard every day for like a week straight, and there is no visible wear on the grip at all, which you'd kind of expect, you'd think, but I've had like, I know the new Vicious stuff, just, it doesn't hold up like that. I know for a fact that probably would have started to balled out, like where I have my feet. I have my two specific spots that wear out very quickly, which is the balls of my feet. So on my front foot, it would be about here. You'd start to see a bald patch forming, and the other one would be my back foot, where my toe on the, like the ball of my foot on my back foot, which would be about here. You would normally start to see a bald patch forming from the where it's been worn, and I can't see any difference at all between these areas where I have my feet the most and like an area where I never put my foot, say like, I don't know, this part here or whatever. So as far as like durability so far, 10 out of 10. It hasn't worn at all. And they claim that it lasts like, forever, basically. Same as Locked On. It's just meant to like outlast your board, basically. So I didn't own any grip of the previous version, the 60 grit, so I can't really say how long it lasts. I do know a few people who have it, and it basically hasn't worn at all for them. So I'm assuming this will be just as good, and then if not better, because it's grippier. But yeah, that's a pretty good like display that it's gonna last a long time. The fact it didn't wear at all from like that much skating. Like I probably got the amount of skating in that trip in that I'm gonna get in the next few months. So that's like a good comparison. Like I skated hard all day, every day for like 7 or 8 days straight. No wear on the grip tape. I'm pretty happy with that. I would say as far as like recommending it, it's a completely viable option for just high quality grip tape. Again, if you're like racing in the World Cup, you're trying to come first at the Outlaw, like you ride like a tiny board with Slalom Rogues and you only know how to ride Magnums, you're probably going to stick to Locked On anyway, and that's fine. Like, you probably don't need to regrip your board because you've already got Locked On it. But if you're someone more like me who like takes skating pretty seriously, but in like a not really fully racing way and not needing to like get your fingers cut every time you touch your board, this is going to be completely perfect. I'm pretty happy with this grip tape, and it's probably what I'm going to buy from now on because it's going to have that durability where you're not going to need to regrip your board probably ever. But it's also just not going to cut my fingers when I pick it up. You know, when you're taking it out of your car or you just haven't put your gloves on yet. I've scratched and cut my fingers with Locked On a few times. And also, like, it's kind of nice to be able to move your feet, especially when you're free riding, like for standees and stuff. Like, I move my feet when I'm skating, and when you have Locked On and you just can't, it's, I don't know, I don't need that. And yeah, this is a good solution. Like, not to dog on other brands, like I've said Vicious a bunch of times. You know, any other cheap brand out there that just is a regular grip tape, it's just not going to last you, like maybe more than a season or even half a season if it's like you're skating a lot. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the grip tape. Maybe I'll do a little update in like a year or something for how long it's lasted. But as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty awesome grip tape. It's going to last as long as I'm riding that board. And I got it for free. So thanks again to Rocket for the board, the review coming soon for that board. And the grip tape for free, obviously. So yeah, pretty stoked.